Hi everyone, welcome to the Back to Joy show. In today's episode, we'll be discussing of the law of attraction and how to attract the life you truly desire. With me today again are my beautiful, delightful, scrumptious co-hosts. And as you can see, one of them is sitting right next to me.
That makes it easier.
Yes, so how are you doing? So how are you, Sarah? How are you?
Great.
Doing wonderful.
Okay, so as you know, the tradition for us is to begin the show with small guided meditation to ground the energy. So I will invite all the participants to close their eyes and have both feet firmly planted into the ground, or at least picturing your feet in contact with the earth. And as you do that, connect with your breath more consciously by allowing the inhale and the exhale to only happen through your nose. The mouth is closed. And picture beautiful shimmering light, can be any color, coming from the ceiling. And that light is gently cleansing and cleaning any stagnant energy, starting from the top of your head, coming down, relaxing your forehead, your jaws, your lips, your tongue, your chin, your throat. Your light keeps moving down, soothing your shoulders, your chest, your whole spine, your hips, your legs, and your feet. And picture a beautiful cord coming from your tailbone and reaching the center of the earth. And from that connection, from that cord to the center of the earth, you're receiving the beautiful, loving energy from Gaia, from the earth. That tells you that you are safe here on earth. You deserve to be here. And you can live here with joy. The earth is your home. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Beautiful, and voila, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. And Mr. McNiven Smith, just take it away.
Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to make an announcement, obviously, for the people who are about to join us or are going to be watching the rebroadcast. The reason Paul and I are sitting together is because we are doing this amazing event starting tomorrow night in Montreal called Elevate Your Vibe. It's a 3-evening joy shop starting tomorrow night with Paul's beautiful, inspiring talk en français. Mes amis francophones. And Thursday night, I'm going to be teaching a law of attraction seminar. So if you're in Montreal, I'm going to be speaking about it today. But if you're in Montreal and you want more of it, then come on down Thursday evening. And then on Friday night, it's a combined seminar. I'm so looking forward to this. Paul's going to be doing a talk in English about connecting to your joy essence and following your highest joy. And then I am going to be debuting my one-man spiritual comedy show, which is a tribute to my late father, which is a combination of inspiration, motivation, and
laughter.
Yes,
Lots of laughter.
Crazy characters. And, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So please come on down, and you can go to jamiesmithcoaching.com and search public seminars, and you can get your tickets there. Okay, great.
Or they can go as well to your your Facebook page, right?
Yeah, Jamie Smith Coaching on Facebook. It's all there.
It's all there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. So today's topic is about the law of attraction. So I'm going to just teach a little bit about the law of attraction. And so since there are no people joining us live, I know one of my friends is going to join in a bit. I'm going to invite our co-host to think about, because this topic is really about how to attract more of what you want and less of what you don't want. So as I'm speaking, I'm going to invite both of you to think about what it is. Shirley, she's here?
Shirley is here. Yes, she's in the house.
How come I don't see her?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Hi, Shirley Pierre.
So I believe
Hello.
Oh, okay, you can hear us.
Yes, I can hear you.
Were you here the
I
whole
just
time?
muted myself. Pardon?
Were you here the whole time?
I got in when you were meditating.
Oh, great. Perfect. Okay, yay, perfect timing. Excellent.
Yes.
So welcome. All right, so
Thank you.
to all of you listening, I'm going to invite you to really think about what it is that you really want to attract more of. And so I'm just going to give a quick definition of the law of attraction. And first of all, I just want to say, I've been a life coach for many years, but it wasn't until I met Michael Lozier, who is the best-selling author of this book, Law of Attraction. I went to hear his talk, and it's the same talk that I'm giving in Montreal on Thursday evening. And it just changed my life. It was like the missing link to my life and my business. Because before that, I had moments where I was like up, and then I'd be like down for like months, and I was embarrassed because I was a life coach, and I still didn't really understand the law of vibration, and I didn't really understand the power of my words and my thoughts, how that connected to my feelings, and how that was actually going out from me, and the universe was just responding until I got this. So I'm going to be sharing a few really easy to apply law of attraction tips so that you can also just get this and then master it and then use it deliberately to manifest your ideal life. Say yes if that sounds good.
Yes.
Okay, great. So as I was saying, so the first thing that when I went to hear Michael, the very first thing he said, and it was the best definition I have ever heard of the law of attraction, was that the law of attraction states you get in your life whatever you give your energy, attention, and focus to. That's the first part. The second part is whether positive or negative, right? So when I first heard that, it was like a gong went off because 5 years ago I moved to Vancouver, and I was like going through this like, oh, I like it, I don't like it, and I realized if I was honest with myself, the moment when I was down, when I was looking at everything that was wrong, the things I didn't like about Vancouver, focusing on the negative stuff, then I didn't feel so good. After this law of attraction talk, I came home and I have these inspirational cards, and one of them fell off the deck. Mirdu's here.
Hey,
Hi,
Mirdu.
just in
Hi.
time. Welcome. We are just talking about the law of attraction. We're just starting. So
Oh, thanks.
awesome. Welcome. So you can see Paul and I are together in Montreal. Okay. Anyway, so where was I? Okay. Yeah. So this card fell off. This card fell off the shelf, and it said, I look for the good in every moment. And I went, that's what I'm going to do now. Because before that, I was kind of looking at everything that was wrong, everything that the law of attraction states. What did I say? You get in your life whatever you give your energy, attention, and focus, whether positive or negative. Mm-hmm. So I realized that your focus also is not just your words and your thoughts, but it's also what you're placing your energy and your focus to as well. So basically, this law of attraction thing, it's all about vibes. So I'm going to throw it out to the people who joined us or the co-hosts. What is a vibe? Anybody? What is a vibe?
I don't know, Shirley, what is a vibe?
A vibe is what you're feeling. It can be positive or negative.
Yeah.
You're always emitting a vibe. Always,
Yeah.
always. It never stops.
Exactly. A vibe is just a mood or a feeling.
Yes.
And Shirley, how many kind of vibes can we be having?
We can have two, either positive or negative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's really it is. Or
Yes.
Marianne Williams would say love or fear. It's the same thing. So underneath, negative, there's a list, anger, sad, and there's tons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And underneath positive, there's gratitude, joy, there's tons. But really, in terms of vibration, there's only two, positive or negative.
Yes.
Yes.
Or what you could also, use as a terminology. If you don't like good or bad, you can say, it's either expansive or contracted.
Yeah.
So you're expanding your energy field by embracing, all that is, or you're contracting your energy field by separating yourself. So in essence, that's also another more neutral terminology, if you will, that can, explain to you that the universe basically is energy. Everything is energy. And there's like those two threads, basically, that is either a contraction or an expansion. So
Exactly. Exactly. And Mirdu, I said before you join us, just to, as I'm talking, I'm going to invite everybody who's listening to think about what it is they really, truly want to attract more of and what they're willing to let go of or dissolve. Okay. So as I'm chatting, and then if you have questions, you can ask them, and I'll share with specific law of attraction tips to help you deliberately manifest more of what you want. Okay. So basically, as Paul says, so what the universe is doing is eavesdropping. It has, I've been working as a flight attendant. It's my day job. And my job description is this long. Okay. Shirley would agree. It's like a long list of she's also a flight attendant. We have a job description that's this long, but the law of attraction, all it's doing is eavesdropping on our conversations and our thoughts, our moods and our feelings. So right now, everybody has a mood or a feeling, right? Everybody. And the law of attraction is just responding. It has a 2-word job description. Shirley has been reading all about this book as well. Shirley, what is the 2-word job description for law of attraction?
Match vibration.
It's just matching vibrations. That's all it's doing. So right now we have a mood or a feeling. And so, and it's not that you can never be sad or whatever, but it's just that it's whatever our most dominant vibration becomes over and over and over again, that law of attraction is going, oh, that's what she wants. And so basically what changed my life was that if there was a vibrational scale, let's say, our natural vibration is a high vibration. Our original energy is joy. That's what Dr. Robert Holden says in his book, Be Happy. Our original energy is joy, but sometimes we forget that. But that's our natural state. And so it's not so much about becoming more positive. It's actually about becoming less negative. It's more about
allowing your true nature to emerge and to come forth.
Like our original energy is joy. There's not, it reminds me of the golden Buddha story in Thailand. There was a golden Buddha found that was covered in clay. And then they saw some light coming from it, and they started to chip away from it. And then they found that it was actually a pure golden. That represents humanity, like your original.
It's a metaphor. Yes.
So what would you do if you knew you were actually as worthy as 1 million pounds of gold? What would you do? That's something to think about. So I just want to share now how the law of attraction works, and then I'm going to share the 3 steps deliberate attraction process to attracting anything you want, and then we're going to apply it to what you guys want to attract, anybody who's on the show today. Okay, so basically, it's our words and our thoughts is what is causing our feelings and are where we're placing our energy and attention. So even if you're like watching, like for me, if I watch the news, CNN for more than 5 minutes, I can feel I'm up here. I've been doing all this work. I'm getting angel readings from Sarah. I'm getting coached by Paul. I'm reading the law of attraction. I'm feeling good. Now I watch CNN for 5 minutes. And I'm like, the world is going to end. I hate my life. And all of a sudden, what happens to my high vibe, guys?
It drops.
So now, down here. Okay. Down here, what is happening what's the law of attraction doing to my low vibe now?
It's matching it.
It's matching it. That's all it's doing. It's bringing me more of the same. Because we've all had days like that, right? You stub your toe, and then you're like, then you get all the red lights, and then you're late for work, and then you get extra paperwork at work, and then you're like, I should have just stayed in bed, right? We all have days like that. So it's our words, but there's 3 words that are causing all of us to attract negative things. This was life-changing for me, and everybody uses them, myself included. Most of us have used them like about 1,000 times before lunch. And then we wonder why our life is not going the way we want it to go. Would you like to know what those 3 words are?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and I'm going to invite everybody to say it out loud. So, because I'm not a motivational speaker, I'm a law of attraction trainer. So I do the way I speak is so that you integrate it. So the words are don't, not, and no. I want you to say them out loud at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Don't,
not,
and no.
Okay. Now I'm gonna think about this for a second. I know it sounds very simplistic, but like, first of all, children, animals, and Google like they work like the law of attraction. If you say to a kid, no jumping on the bed, the kid keeps jumping. You say to a dog, we're not going to the park. What does the dog hear? Park, right? When I was a lifeguard, I used to go, no running. They'd keep running. I was amazed. And then when I went, walk, please, they would walk. You go to Google and you type no sex. What do you think you're going to find? Sex. So let's think about ways that we use these words all the time. And we don't even realize it. How do we use it? Like we say to our, don't forget to take out the trash. What are we giving attention to there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we use don't, not, or no, we're giving attention to what we don't want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more insidious than you think. Now, you can use it when you go to it's okay to use it deliberately. Like you can go, if you go to a restaurant and you say, no tomatoes, it's not like a truckload of tomatoes are going to fall from the roof.
Right.
Okay. But when it comes to your dreams and your goals, don't, not, or no is essential. Most people are like, well, I don't want to be late for work. I really don't want this to go. I hope I don't suck at my job interview. I hope I don't screw up. We're using it all the time and it's very insidious. And so here's how you know you're using it. If you're feeling a negative vibe, you know that you've used don't, not, or no. So if you're like going to work and or about to go for a job interview and you're like, you're using don't, not, or no. Like, I hope it doesn't go up. So now here's the good news. You can reset it instantly by using what's called your vibe reset button. Everybody say yes if you like a reset button.
Yes.
Like if my phone, remember Sarah, I was like, Sarah, my phone is not working. I just reset it and it worked. That we like a reset, right? So you have an internal vibe reset button that you can push or imagine pushing when you're not feeling, when you're feeling off or something. It's you've used don't, not, or no. So what you can say is the reset sentence, and I'm going to again ask you to say it out loud. The reset sentence is so simple. It's just simply, so what do I want? 1, 2, 3. What is it? So what do I want?
What do I want?
Right?
Yeah.
So when you go from what you don't want to what you do want, the vibration changes. And as the vibration changes and you start focusing on what you want, you start to feel better. As you feel better, your vibe is going out. The law of attraction is eavesdropping on your mood and your feeling. And it's doing what? What is the law of attraction doing?
Matching
vibration.
Match vibration.
And that affects your end result. So if you don't like your end results, you don't like the results that, let's say, your bank account, you don't like the results there, just go look at the vibe that's about money that you have. And then just look at your thoughts and your words around it. So this is why I love teaching this, because this book, and in my seminar on Thursday, you get a little work booklet and everything. Why I like teaching this is because it's broken into 2 parts. The first part is how to stop attracting negative things. Because you cannot attract something positive if you've got a negative vibe around it. And the thing is we're so afraid and so ashamed to look at the areas of our life where we have secrets or we have shame or we have negative stuff, but it's important to clean it up. And the way I see it is like, as if you hired me to be a contractor and I came to renovate your kitchen and then we found some mold. You wouldn't say, oh, just put a board over it. You wouldn't do that. You'd say, oh, kind of nasty, but Gotta clean up the mold. So that's what your negative, if you have a result that you don't like, whether it's with your relationship, it's usually relationship, finances, career, what else? Health. Those are usually the main areas. And if you've got some stuff there that you're not really getting the results that you really ideally long for, then you've got to play cleanup and you've got to eliminate. So I'm also going to give you some tools on how to clean that up. But let's go over now the 3-step deliberate attraction program. You might want to write this down. It's 3 steps to attract, and it's like a recipe for success. And it really is. So like if you're having a lasagna recipe, you want to follow it. And then later on, once you master it, you can add your own little hot sauce, or you can add your own little touches. But this is really a 3-step process. If it was a 1-step process, we'd all have what we want.
Right.
But it's really, and Michael's been studying this for 15 years, and, he was interviewed on Oprah's radio show many, many times. And Oprah's like, oh, I get it. You're the how-to guy. Because a lot of people teach us about the law of attraction. And like The Secret was a good introduction to it, but it kind of didn't talk about the how to stop attracting it. That's got to be cleaned up first.
Right.
Then you'll start to see your results will shift.
Right.
So that's why Oprah said, and now that I'm certified by Michael, I can call myself the how-to guy. So, all right, here we go. 3 steps, deliberate attraction process. Step 1 is you've got to identify your desire. And sometimes that's the hardest thing. It's like most people, and you guys know as coaches, and the thing is that when people come to us to talk to us, it's like they talk about what they don't want. They know what they don't want, but they don't know what they do want.
Yes.
And so it's really essential. And there's an actual exercise in here called the Clarity Through Contrast exercise, which helps you really get, you can get this book. I think it's even free online. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but there's an exercise in there called the Clarity Through Contrast. And it helps you to get really clear on what you want if you don't know. So don't worry about that. But it's essential. And here's the thing about contrast. In law of attraction, contrast is anything that doesn't feel good in your life. And guess what? It's essential. And it doesn't feel good. So why, I'm going to throw this out to you guys. Why would something in your life that doesn't feel good be essential?
Is it showing you're not matched to your true vibration?
Yeah. It's showing you what you don't want so that you can go, okay.
That's not a reset.
What do I want? So it's a gift. The thing is most people stay in the contrast far too long.
Yes.
So yeah, go ahead.
And also, what I would say is that there are many people who are in coaching. We have that terminology where we say that they believe that they get a payoff from it. Somehow they've got a distorted a belief that let's say, for instance, that if you're someone who really needs attention because you feel very lonely, one way for you to get attention will be through discussing everything that's negative in your life, because that's how you're going to get people attention. And you'll keep saying to the people, this is bad, this happened to me, They will list to you everything that is so bad in their life because they want your attention. But what does it do? People move away from you because they don't want to hear about that. So whereas in essence they really feel lonely, and what they do want is intimacy. What they do want is connection with people. But they've got that distorted filter that is, that's kind of like, in fact, getting them away from what they truly really want,
That's right.
So it's important as well to realize that, there is sometimes, and that's why that exercise, like with contrast is good, because that can help you to identify with clarity, what you truly desire, what you truly want.
And when we do the Clarity Through Contrast exercise, like in my day seminars and stuff, then you fold it over once you're done, and you give no more attention to the contrast. It's just there to help you as a guide to show you what you don't want. There's no shame or judgment in it. It's there. It's a gift. It's your new best friend, right? It seems like a dirty, but it's your new best friend. But then but the thing is with contrast, like if you walked into a room that stank, how long would you stay there? Honestly. How long would you stay there?
I'll leave right away.
If you were listening to music and there's a horrible song in your car, how long would you listen to it?
Turn it off right away.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're in a marriage that stinks, how long do you stay there? Some people stay for 40 years.
Some people,
That's exactly. So the question is, what kind of payoff do you think you're getting from that? If you say that marriage, is something that is a relationship that sucks, and yet you're still in it, you still stay in that relationship. Now, what is going on? What belief do you have that makes you stay in that relationship?
If they did the Clarity Through Contrast, they would really get clear. Okay, this is really what I don't want. And it doesn't mean you necessarily have to leave the relationship. It might, but you got to get clear on how you want to feel. And so that your vibe goes up to where you want. And your partner will either rise with you, or you'll attract somebody else who is a better match. So it's scary sometimes to do this work, but it's essential, because if you stay in contrast too long, the key to contrast is to experience it briefly, but only you can determine how long briefly is for you, right? But it's a process to be worked through. So step 1 is identify your desire. Step 2 is, once you've gotten really clear on what you want, your ideal, and that's what I love, when we do the clarity through contrast, we say your ideal. What's your ideal business? What's your ideal health? Your body, what your ideal, and that kind of gives you a vision to work towards, a vision that excites you, that lifts you up, that you look forward to, only because it's fun, because fun is a good vibration, right? It's a feel-good vibration.
And again, fun is in essence, fun is our true nature. You know, I mean, why do you feel that Googlers, when they arrive on this planet, you know, in the first year of their life, that, you know, they are pure joy. They are pure joy. And you can simply be around Googlers, toddlers, and you feel it, you see it, you know, it's just there, you know, and they don't have any life experience. They don't have any life experience. And yet, in the first year of their life, you know, they just enjoy simple things. And there is that joy that you feel from them, that emanates from them.
And everything that they need just comes to them, right? Like,
Yes.
And that's what happens when you apply these 3 steps. You'll start to see that things will just flow to you, everything that you need at the right time, with joy and with ease. So step 2 is once you've identified it, you've got to give it focus. You've got to give it energy. You've got to give it attention. So step 2 is give my desire attention. Now, what I suggest for this is, well, people say, well, should I do a vision board, or should I write out a list, or should I get a coach? Here's the key. And this is something that was life-changing for me. The law of attraction doesn't care what you do, but it cares about how you feel. So I have a friend who did a vision board. She's like, I did a vision board to manifest my ideal man. I'm like, oh, great. So how is it going for you? She's like, oh, God, I look at it every day and it depresses me because it reminds me he's not here yet. I'm like, well, get rid of it.
Yeah, throw it away.
So I said, you know, it was probably a good tool to help you get clear. But if it's up on your fridge and every time you pass by, you go, oh, God, that is sending out a negative vibration, and the universe is just going to bring you more of this, right? So it's always about you identifying what feels good, what doesn't.
Yeah,
So,
and in her case, what was the focus on? The focus on one's own longing.
yes,
The focus
the
was
lack of it.
Yeah, the lack of it.
Exactly. It's
And
not
that's-
happened yet.
Yeah. And that's what you're going to attract more of.
Mhm.
You focus on the lack, you will attract more lack.
Bingo. So here's the step 3
Right.
to help, because that would be a negative belief, right? So step 3 is allow it. You've got to allow it to happen. You've got to allow it. And I'm going to give you an allowing tool right now that will change your life. Say yes if you'd like that.
Yes.
Or just like, all right. So
yes.
Sure, yes. Good. So this is a really amazing key. So allowing it, first of all, allowing equals 0 tension, which is a constant work in progress for me, right? Because it's so easy to get up and like, is it coming in? I'm like, well, you know, the first 2 steps is like, the way I see it is like planting a seed in the garden. And I just planted my first ever garden in Vancouver. I have cilantro and basil and a whole bunch of other stuff. And so I planted it in the pot, and, you know, when it started to come up, this, you know, when the first little leaf starts to come up, I'm like, oh my God, it's coming. My garden is in it. And you get so excited. That's the way I see our desires. But what a lot of us do is we put out the order, we plant the seed in the garden, we water it, and we give it attention, and then nothing happens for a while, and we go, it's not working, right? So the words, it's not working, doesn't make you feel good, right? So we've got to completely, so one of the first tool to help you allow it to remove the doubt that it's not going to happen is to start celebrating, because as soon as you shift your vibration and give your desire focus and get clear on what you want, remember I said that your vibration will change, you'll start to see evidence. Little things will start, not maybe right away, you might not manifest it overnight, you might, but usually it's like the seed starts to come up. So you want to start getting in the habit of celebrating. And what I do by that is I keep a little evidence journal. So I call it, you can call it your Life Loves You journal, or you can call it your Evidence of Dreams Coming True journal, or your Evidence of Your Desires journal, whatever you want. Like, again, change the words for it to, but it's your evidence or your proof journal. Because what you're going to see is as soon as you decide, I'm going to create the ideal business of my dreams, and then the next day you see, this person goes, hey, have you seen this business course? And you go, wow. Now, it may not be a perfect match for you, but anything that you go, oh, that's interesting, just celebrate it. Just start celebrating. It's like the little leaf coming up. The universe is going to be supporting your desires.
Yes.
Get in the habit. So at the end of the day, I go, what did I attract that's in alignment with my desires, big or small? And as you celebrate, I celebrate in the moment. Wow, look, the universe wants me to be abundant. That's one of my desires, to be financially free. And then I see evidence of it starting to happen. And I may not be exactly there yet, But you know what? I am celebrating. Instead of going, ugh, it's not enough. I'm celebrating the smallest thing. Somebody buys me a drink and then that makes me feel abundant. I celebrate it. You know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, I also write down everything that I attracted that was in alignment with my desires. So I'm double celebrating. So what I'm going to invite you to do is to become more deliberate with what it is that you want, right? So I suggest 10 minutes a day of deliberate attraction in any way. It can be all throughout the day, but just, and if you can't do 10 minutes a day, can you do a minute?
Yes.
Because a minute of being deliberately focused on what you want is better than how many minutes?
Yes. And in a way, I would say that,
right?
you know, that third step that Jamie just mentioned, you know, the allowing step, is probably, you know, the most important step.
It is.
Truly.
Have you been to my course? I'm just joking.
It's truly, well, let me tell you this, you know, the love attraction is a universal law.
I know.
Okay?
I'm just bugging you.
But, you know, the thing is, no, what's very essential for any listeners and for you who are on the call to truly fathom is that the highest way to manifest and to attract in your life what you truly desire is once you identified what you truly want, you need, you know, to let it go. And you need to trust that the universe will bring what you truly desire to you. A lot of time we get caught up in the how. How's that going to happen? You know, how I'm going to do this? How am I going to get that? How I'm going to, you know, like, you know, make it happen, basically. But what you need to realize is you don't make it happen. The universe does.
Bingo.
The universe does. So the universe will work its magic to bring to you what you truly desire, if and only if you allow the universe to do its job.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's about minding your, I love this little thing. I have a little badge at home that says, mind your own vibration. Your job is not to mind anybody else's, or that just to constantly check in with yourself. And, you know, once you know that your original energy is joy, then I'm inviting you now to protect it like you are the most precious thing in the world. Because if nobody's bringing you down, you allow it to be brought down. Nobody's bringing you down. And I've been there. We've all done it. We've all allowed ourselves to get, you know, but it's about setting vibrational boundaries so that you are constantly protecting your original energy of joy. And so that's very important. So I actually would,
And how do you do that?
How do you protect it? You be careful of the conversations that you engage in. Like if you get caught up in drama or gossip or whatever, or you be careful of the things that you watch. Like even one time I was at the grocery store and there was a fight happening and I heard Michael Lozzi did the same thing and I was like, oh, and then I ended up doing it. I understood why. There was a fight happening between the cashier, the person in front of me at the grocery store. And I was starting to feel really like, you know, a tightness in my chest. The energy was so I changed lanes at the grocery store because I said, I need to I didn't want to dip.
Right.
So I'm inviting everyone to become selfish, which really in terms of law of attraction is self-care. Selfish equals self-care. You want to protect your precious vibration.
Right.
And it seems selfish, but actually it's the best thing you can do for others. It uplifts others.
Yes. And it is it is essential. But before I jump on that, Shirley raised her hand.
Oh, okay,
so Shirley, go ahead.
I just wanted to add, when you mentioned about allowing, Paul was saying, yes, it can be the most important aspect. I was watching, Jamie mentioned Michael Lozzi, Law of Attraction, and he did a show about allowing, because for me, I'm very visual, and I find that the image that he used, it was a faucet. So imagine a faucet with drip, 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 and what's not allowing you to have the water flowing is a lot of it is emotional. And so to release the blood, these are really good tools that you're saying. But I know for me, the aha moment was seeing that faucet and, oh, okay, it made a lot of sense. So I set myself up for success a lot, right? Like you mentioned, Jamie, you were at the grocery store, you saw a fight between the cashier and the client, then you chose. So I totally agree. But I find for me, having that vision of that faucet, it really helped me to steer me into the goals that I want to achieve, the life that I want to have.
Awesome.
Yes.
So let's go to talk about what are your goals, and let's see if we can do some coaching around it.
Right. Yes.
Oh mon Dieu.
You don't have to. But.
Yes. And the thing, to clarify what Jamie just explained, with that event, at the store is one fundamental principle to realize is we all have free will in this universe. Free will is our right of birth, and many times any system, any religion, any people, anyone that will tell you that you don't have that free will is because they're trying to control you. That's what you need to know, because at any given moment, free will is your birthright. So, and that's something that is very essential and key, because you realize that in your power always lies in the present moment, always. That's where your true power is, which means that you have the power to choose where you want to put your focus. How do you want, basically, to decide, am I going to focus on what I don't want, or am I going to focus on what I do want? And that's essential for the law of attraction to work, because that truly reminds you that there are times when you're going to feel down, there are times when you're going to feel really, potentially depressed, or you're going to feel let down, or you're going to feel like this is not working, or why am I attracting all that negativity? It's essential for you to realize, okay, well, where did I forget that I have the right to choose? Where did I forget that I can, put my focus on what I do want? And I believe that it's very essential to have that check with you, like throughout the day, to keep asking yourself, okay, whenever you feel that emotion of despair or stress or not wanting what you want or being in that sort of confusion, stop and ask yourself, okay, what did I forget? I have the free will to choose where I want to put my focus on, So
absolutely. I just want go ahead. Sorry.
Is sometimes we feel blocked because we don't feel worthy of it, where it's like, oh, I want a beach house and, right there, but well, it's kind of a lot and I don't know if that'll ever happen. So, really knowing that, like, I deserve that, I'm worthy of it, because that's something.
That is huge. I was just going to say that actually one other thing I wanted to add was that everybody has a happiness set point. And that there's a study that said that lottery winners 3 years later, they're happy like right away, but then they actually go back to their same amount or even less. And that people who went through traumatic life-threatening injuries or illness were actually reported as either the same amount of happiness or even happier later on. So it has nothing to do with the outside stuff, but but as we do allow, it's really more of an internal shift, like you said. And so we really have to be conscious of the kind of, self-worth things that we tell ourselves. And Michael wrote in my book, dream big, allow bigger. What if the universe wants to bring you this huge life? You are all worthy of it. All of us.
Yes.
All worthy of that.
Yes.
And it doesn't take like tons of, struggle or anything. I'd love, Sarah, would you mind if you want to do it now or after, I'd love to know what the angels would say about self-worth or even what else you want to add to that about how
that's usually because when I work with them, that's our biggest block is, we don't allow it. And then also our expectations, so how they see it, because they see the overall picture.
Yes.
And we're like, okay, I want this. So our mind side's faced here and they're like, well, you can actually have this that's better or this that's way better.
Exactly.
So instead of, so it is allowing is, I feel like it's such an easy, simple word to use, but it's so big because it's really just letting go. It's trusting.
Yeah.
And it's hard for us because we're like, well, okay, I want more money. So for that, I'm gonna have to go get another job or I'm gonna have to get a raise. But they're like, no, actually, we can have other income come in this way or that way that we would never even thought of.
Exactly.
Right.
It's, which is why, again, the teaching for me is truly about, again, reminding you about your joy, because you don't know what kind of waveform or shape, that how that joy or what will bring you that joy. Because there are times when you believe that you need something very specific, whereas in fact that very specific thing, won't necessarily bring you joy. You know what I mean? And that happened to me so many times, which is why, it is really a dance, because it's very essential to focus on what you want, but something to me that really made me realize how, the true, I would say the real game changer was a feeling. Was my focus is on the feeling.
Yeah.
How do I want to feel? I want to feel joy in my heart.
This is bingo, because I remember Michael Lucy said, if you don't know what you want, then just make joy or feeling good your only goal for 30 days. And then through that, you'll start to really get clear on what you want. Like just if you make that your only goal is to feel good today, the law of attraction tomorrow will take care of itself. And that changed my life by Paul saying, follow your highest joy, and it's like anything else that's not in alignment with it begins to just fade away. Also, I want to say, if you don't know what you want, another way to work on it, if you want to use these 3 steps on something, is then go to the area of your life that has the lowest vibration, or that's kind of affecting the other areas of your life. Oh, does somebody have a question? Let's go. We have 3 coaches here who we all apply the law of attraction in our own unique way. What's a goal or a dream or some area of your life maybe you've been struggling with, you're not quite getting the results you want? I would love please, if you want, share, we're here to coach you. If you have a question on this, about law of attraction or anything else, does anybody want to share?
Yes. Mirdu, maybe? No?
Sure. I mean, I have like a few things that I would love to like work on. One thing is, I guess, we're trying to adopt a baby. So the allowing, I'm really working at surrendering, right? And the allowing is just really tricky sometimes,
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Yes. It is because, there's that part of us where we're being asked to trust. And somehow we're being asked to trust in the unknown, which means that we need to have faith. And that's freaking hard at times.
So it sounds like, is there a bit of doubt that it's not going to happen, or what is the difficult part?
At the moment, we're just waiting for we're doing something called independent adoption. So we're working with an attorney and someone else who will place ads in different states in the US. And at the moment, it's just kind of waiting until the next ad run. And even then, it's like trusting, like that someone will see the ads. We did one ad run in April, I think it was, and no one saw the ads. So it's kind of like, oh, is this gonna, like those doubts creep in, right? Is this going to work for us? How long is this going to take? Blah, blah, blah. All those kind of doubts come in, and it's like, okay, trust. Just
good.
allow.
Good.
Yes.
Always work out that way.
Yes. Yes, because, as Sarah mentioned earlier, expectations, for the universe, expectations in reality are the most limiting, elements for you to truly, allow or attract what you truly desire, because what you're saying to the universe is, I want this desire and it has to be this way, Whereas the universe actually is boundless in terms of way it could, bring you what you truly desire, if and only if you allow it, and that's that part where somehow, we are being tested on our ability to trust that, to really trust and have faith that the universe basically got your back. And the universe really wants your joy. The universe wants your highest joy, which also brings you to that part where, do you believe that you're worthy of that? Can you open your heart, knowing that, the universe truly has got your best interest at heart? And so many of us have been raised and conditioned that we're only worthy of this much, or we can only have this much, because
less and you won't be disappointed. And
yes, exactly. So somehow we all get tested, Mirdu, on our human path, all of us, it can take many different ways, forms, and shapes. And one of the toughest lessons is that faith, is to trust, and it's really, it's truly, I know for myself in many occasions that it's the minute to surrender, the minute to really let it go in your heart, not in your head. You have to drop down in the chest, in the sternum. In your heart, you truly surrender and know that the universe loves you. The universe works for you. Watch your magic happens.
And keep that little evidence journal, little things. I know for a fact the universe has been like, okay, it's coming. Like there's probably been some blocks too, right? But there's probably been some evidence that it's on its way. So keep looking out for the evidence. And also if you find yourself getting into the, oh my God, that part, I love this. That's from Marie Forleo. I use it when I'm doing the dishes. So just go, wouldn't it be great if this process was easier? Wouldn't it be great if I could let go of any doubts or fears around this? Wouldn't it be great if the adoption just happened sooner than later? Whatever it is you want. I love saying that. Wouldn't it be great if, keep saying that.
Yes, or another tool would be like, let's imagine that, the baby's already there. The baby's already there. And, how would the, what would be the plans? Like, hey, how would that feel if we would just plan to go and do roller skating or to go and walk in the park? Or how would that feel, if we would invite, his friends over, his or her friends over, and, be really in that space where you're nurturing that feeling. Because again, what's very fundamental to realize the law of attraction is that we attract and we draw to ourselves, the vibration of what we feel. Not what you think, but about what you feel in your heart. And as you nurture that vibration, as you nurture that feeling, that's really, what is going to bring to you, in your reality that you truly desire. So feeling, when you feel down, but don't blame yourself for not feeling, good. Because that's also very essential and key, like if you feel down, you need to allow that feeling to be there, So if you feel depressed, okay, allow the feeling to be, and maybe talk to that feeling and ask that feeling, okay, what's going on? Why am I feeling depressed? Why am I feeling this? And get quiet and listen to what's coming up, because ultimately, why, what's going on? If because you want that kid in your life, right? That you want that joy, but what would that kid bring to you? To have that child, to welcome that child in your life, how will that make you feel? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Like, how would you feel to have that human being in your life?
And allow yourself to bring more lightness to the whole process. Because sometimes it's like we when I did my coach training, we learned about goal setting, and then there was lightness versus significance. And sometimes we make something too significant. Not that it's not a very important desire, but when we make it there, the significance comes when then starts to feel weighted. So then that's an invitation to reset. Say, so what do I want? And usually it's like, well, I actually want to lighten up, or I want to enjoy the process a little more, or maybe I just need to take a break from it and go for a walk. And sometimes I've manifested stuff when I've just sort of walked away for a few hours from it and just let go and went for a walk and lightened up about it a little bit. So if you could bring some lightness to the whole process, think about bringing some lightness. This is an exciting time for you. And so I look forward to seeing what opens up.
I pulled some cards too.
Oh, cool. Let's see what's there.
Yeah. I got the fairy deck because they're helpful with manifesting as well. So the first one is easy does it. Stop trying so hard to control everything, and all the doors will open for you. And there's a beautiful rainbow on the card.
Does it.
Do that, yeah.
Lightness, right?
Yeah. And then the second one is patience, please. What you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. And there's also a butterfly. But that's what it feels like with, your angels too. It's like they are, picking out finding the best child for you, the best situation. So it is just kind of those things we don't necessarily know what's going on, but they're like, we're busy, we're working.
Exactly.
So
They're working for us. The universe loves you, Mildred. The
Sit
universe
back and
wants
enjoy
you
it,
to be happy. It really does, But, it works. It's magic. But the thing is, we need to allow it to happen because, again, there's free will. So
Yeah.
they can't, those angels cannot force or push, anyone, you know what I mean, to do what they don't want. So, and that works for us too, which is why, patience is key. Patience, allowing is really key.
I remember one time I wanted a job so badly and I didn't get it. And then I went back the next year and I fell asleep during the second interview. And I got the job and I thought, how the heck did that happen? I fell asleep and nobody noticed, but I was so relaxed about it.
You're like, I'm well rested.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, that's awesome. Does anyone else have any other questions? Because we're going to end also with a beautiful guided meditation.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
Yes. Shirley, do you have any question?
I always have lots of questions, so that's why I leave the floor to others.
No worries.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time, but I think it's something that's I'm in the process of doing is to have more abundance in my kitchen. What I mean by that is I would love my family to eat more greens. We have a little garden in our backyard. It's growing well not nowadays, but it's growing well. So just like more variety on the table. What I am doing to make that happen is I collect a lot of recipes. I try to make them kid friendly and husband friendly. So I don't think it's a question. It's more one of the things that I'm working on.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yes. No, that's
I know that you've been practicing, specifically Michael's work, and you've been even doing the show, right?
Yes.
What has this stuff specifically done for you the most? Like, what do you think has been the biggest takeaway for you?
It's an excellent question. I find that when I get into a funk, it's easier for me now to snap back right of it, or the term that you're using is to press that reset button.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say I'm at a point of my life where I'm in my 40s. I'm 41. And when I was in my 20s, it was easy to have plans and goals and make them happen. In my 30s as well. But now I find that, what is it that I really want?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bit of a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also discovering myself in a new light as a mother, as a partner. And so, so basically to answer your question, I find it's easier to snap right back and
that's great.
Focus on, yes.
That's huge.
Yes. In a way, it's really to reclaim your power back.
Absolutely.
Because that world can really drive you crazy at times.
Oh, yes.
You're going to laugh at the card I got for you too.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I can't wait to hear.
You've got the power. To resolve the situation, you can do it. And then here, there's a dragonfly on there. See at the bottom? I don't know.
Yes.
And with that, they're even showing just allowing the magic of life to really come in and be really open and expansive to that, because it feels like the energy is a little kind of blocked in a sense, not blocked in a bad way, but just allowing just that magic, that lightness, that funness. And then you also connect with nature. You're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. And she's also holding a rose. See that?
Yes.
So in a sense, they're also showing that being in nature will help heal your heart and just really help you feel that wholeness, that completeness, and that balance that's needed within yourself, and then that'll be balanced within your environment. So that's
excellent. Oh, wow. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yes.
All right.
So, do you have a card for the both of us, Sarah?
yes, let's see. What the fairies say.
Elevate the vibe.
I know. Let's see what's popping up here.
Yes. Oh, you're. She's doing a full-blown reading. I thought it would just be one card, but okay.
Well, no, nothing's like popping out, so I'm just
Okay.
clearing, and I'm like, what's all right? Okay.
Angels here.
So I have for you guys, so healing, healed, healer. Healing energy surrounds you and the situation. And so it's a kind of a threefold too, because they're showing, and again, it goes back to the power of what you guys offer. So you have that ability to heal others, but also allow the energy to heal yourself too. It's all kind of similar in matches, but allowing that balance to show through.
I love
We
that.
also have new home here. Moving is a step in the right direction for you. And what I'm hearing too is like take that leap, take that, and not hold back, and really, and that's where they're really like pulling you for your desires and that higher vibration of what feels right. So it's like go for it,
Okay.
It feels exciting and just like kind of that high vibration, and that's where it's going to keep you elevated. And in a sense, that's where even like the healing part comes in, because you're higher elevated, and then you're able to offer that healing for more.
Okay.
It's going to be a beautiful event. All right.
Yes.
So let's just end then with a
Yes, with the meditation. Yes.
Absolutely.
get clear on your desires.
Yes, to attract your desires. So just go ahead and close your eyes and be centered within your body, and take a deep breath in. And then exhale. And then another deep breath in. And we're going to envision around us a divine white light that provides us safety and protection, allowing us to dream as big as we desire. And in this light, it's going to take away any fears, any worries, any doubts, any unworthiness that we hold this time at this moment. Allow to pull all those up like the weeds in your garden and give those away to the light, to source, to universe to take away. And then now breathe in and bring in your one true desire that you want right now. Envisioning this before you, or sensing it, feeling it, seeing it, hearing it, whatever is best for you. What does it feel like? What sounds do you hear? What would it look like? How does it make you feel? Keep allowing this desire to grow and expand within you and within this light, taking over every cell of your body and your entire energetic field. And then when you're ready, allow this desire to be sent up to Source, to Universe, to God, whatever you believe in, and know that this is done, this is taken care of, and it'll come to you when ready. And then go ahead and take a deep breath in, and open your eyes.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So next week, we're going to do part 2 of Law of Attraction. We're going to give some more tips and tools, some more coaching, and to celebrate any little evidence that has come your way.
And I'm sure that Sarah would love as well to maybe offer more readings as well.
Absolutely.
That's a beautiful combination.
Yes.
With the three of us, we have three different coach.
Beautiful meditation.
Thank you, Shelley. And then we'll definitely, I believe, in the coming shows, be offering also more readings from Sarah, so that she can also truly bring her forte, her expertise, and
Totally.
yeah, so that the three of us can really offer you our unique combination. So thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure. And again, we love you for watching, and see you very, very
There's
soon.
Shirley.
Hey,
Oh,
Shirley.
wow.
Hey. Look at your hair, beautiful.
Great.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
So, thank
See
you,
everyone next
everyone.
week. Have an amazing week. Dream
Namaste.
big.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Mhm.